Hi everyone, it's me Lubna. Today is Thursday, September 5th, 2024. This video is dedicated to my beloved, and the topic of this video is going to be about how people change and what causes a person to grow on the inside. So today I wanted to share another poem from this pocketbook of inspirational verse, which, as I've mentioned before, I've shared in many of my previous videos. And the specific poem from this book that I wanted to share today is titled "Start Where You Stand" by Berton Bradley. And that's the poem. And I'm gonna go ahead and read that aloud to you now. Here it goes. Start Where You Stand by Berton Bradley. Start where you stand and never mind the past. The past won't help you in beginning new. If you have left it all behind at last, why, that's enough. You're done with it. You're through. This is another chapter in the book. This is another race that you have planned. Don't give the vanished days a backward look. Start where you stand. The world won't care about your old defeats if you can start anew and win success. The future is your time, and time is fleet, and there is much of work and strain and stress. Forget the buried woes and dead despairs. Here is a brand new trial right at hand. The future is for him who does and dares. Start where you stand. Old failures will not halt, old triumphs aid. Today's the thing, tomorrow soon will be. Get in the fight and face it unafraid, and leave the past to ancient history. What has been, yesterday is dead, and by it you are neither blessed nor banned. Take courage, man, be brave and drive ahead. Start where you stand. So that is the poem, and I kind of wanted to relate this to something that happened yesterday in the evening. As I was just winding down from the day, I decided to look at my old YouTube videos from about a year ago when I was still in medical school, and I remember watching this video where I was about to go to my rotation, my cardiology rotation, and I was quickly making this video, that video in my car, and then I went to my rotation, and I just thought, wow, I don't recognize myself. I'm a completely different person in that video than I am right now. And what that made me realize is that I wouldn't want to go back and be the person that I was then. And even though things are very difficult right now for me, I don't want to go back to the person I was before I faced the current difficulties that I'm dealing with. And I wouldn't want to go back to the less mature version of myself that I was back then. And what I'm trying to say here is that the way in which we change and the things that promote our growth are difficult situations in which we have no choice but to grow and take responsibility for our growth and our maturation. And just the other day, I remember watching this video on YouTube. I think it was some news channel like Inside Edition or something. And they were talking about this family. So it was this mom and dad and their daughter who was about to start college, I think in Texas. And they were driving her to the college for move-in day, and they had everything in the car and everything, and they got in a car accident and died. And that girl had a younger brother who was, I believe, like 15 years old in 9th grade or something. And I thought about how that boy is now an orphan because his parents have died and his older sister had died, and he didn't go along with them on the trip to move into that college. So just think about that boy. Now, being an orphan, he has no choice but to grow up quickly and grow up earlier than he had intended or earlier than other people his age. And I'm sharing that example because sometimes things happen to us in our lives that force us to grow up and force us to take responsibility and be more mature. And I know that's something that a lot of people, actually everyone, has to go through at some point if their parents survive or they survive longer than their parents. They have to go through the death of their parents, their mom and their dad, and that is a very life-changing experience for a lot of people. And thankfully I have not had to go through that yet, but I know a close friend who recently lost his mother and had to face all of the life changes that come along with losing your mother. And so I think that the things that cause us to change and to grow permanently and never be able to return to being the person that we were before are life-changing situations like that, like very difficult things that we go through, like the death of a loved one or the loss of a great opportunity. Like for me, the loss of the opportunity to finish medical school after completing 3 years, that really changed me. And also all the rotations I did during my 3rd year really changed me. I couldn't ever go back to the person I was before, the less mature person that I was then. However, I'm still very grateful for the person I was then because she's still a part of me, and without her I would not be the person I am today. It's kind of like a progression, and we rise higher and higher in our level of maturity and consciousness as we continue to grow from life's difficulties. So we have to let go of the past and let go and accept the difficult things that have happened to us, like, as I said, the death of a loved one or some major life difficulty, and start today, start now, and become and embrace the new person that we are today, knowing that we might change again and we will change again and again and again throughout our lives. And it's just a part of growing up and being human. We're never done growing. No matter how old you are, you're still gonna grow up and you're still gonna mature until the day you die. So that is my message today about how people change and how the things that we go through in life cause us to grow on the inside. I hope that I've inspired you today with my video, and I want to wish you a wonderful day, afternoon, evening, or whatever it is, wherever you are in the world.